All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've been reading essays today while students have been working in class and going by what you turned in uh, Saturday and by what you turned in a few weeks ago. I've been making some notes and stuff, and I thought, okay, I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff. It's actually getting a little worse, so I need to talk to you about it for just a minute. So I'm going to take just 2 or 3 more minutes here and quickly go down through this and talk to you about it. Just quick reminders. All right, top 5 essay reminders, I'm calling it here on the screen. First, you must make an argument. I think sometimes you're not making an argument because you're not reading the prompt carefully. We always start with reading the prompt carefully. Then we have to make an argument. We've talked about this all year, right? Clear, arguable, defensible thesis statement. This is not summary. Okay, not a summary. And please do not put, and I've got it on here, no, I think, I feel, I believe. You don't need to tell me this. We've been over this. Everything on here we've been over. I don't want to just keep saying it. We've been over everything on here dozens of times. Okay. You don't need to tell me it's what you think. I know it's what you think. You wrote it. I know it's what you think. You wrote it. I know it's what you feel. You wrote it. That's filler and it needs to come out. All right, quotes. You got to support your claim with concrete evidence. Okay. In this case, this is not an argument essay where we are, using personal anecdotes and so on like that. We are responding to the text here. And in this response to a text, to a question that is based upon the text, we need to make sure that we support our claim with concrete evidence, no hypotheticals. That is quotes from the text. Now look at my list here. I've got on here. Number 1, or A, 2A, quotes must be embedded in a sentence. Crooks argued, comma, quote, and then you put the few words in there that what he was arguing, period, close quote. Then you explain how that relates to or supports your thesis statement. That's how we do it. Okay. Quotes should be 5 to 7 words max. I'm seeing a page and a half or a page long essay turned in, and half of the page is nothing but quotes. That's filler. It's not needed. That's what people do when they don't know. They either haven't read it and they're just looking for something to put in there, or they didn't pay attention while they read it and they don't know what they're talking about. So they're trying to fill up a page with a bunch of quotes. It's called a quote dump. Okay. I'm done with quote dumps. We're finished. Right? Quotes should be 5 to 7 words. Now, I know that that's a goal that we shoot for. If you really need 8 or 9 words, I get it. Okay. And if you only need 3 or 4 words, I get that too. But we shoot for, our goal is 5 to 7 words, partial quotes, always embedded in sentences. All quotes are embedded. Now, and it must be clear, look at C, must be clear why you have included the quote. Okay, I mean, there has to be a really good reason for that quote to be there. Why are quotes there? They're there for evidence to support what you're claiming in your thesis statement. If they don't clearly support it, if you can't really explain, right, the connection and how that supports your thesis, then it doesn't need to be in there. It's filler. It weakens your essay. Let's go to number 3. All your evidence should have a common thread. This is where you get that sophistication point. Okay, I've been getting emails from people, what do I need to do to get that sophistication point, that, that last point on the 3 lines? Folks, we've said this before. Here it is again. All your evidence has to have a common thread. There has to be something that ties it all together. That's called a line of reasoning. Your mind, your reader, easily moves from your thesis to your evidence to your next piece of evidence. It's a logical progression to your next piece of evidence. You're not just jumping around to this. Oh, now I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to jump over here and talk about that. Everything has a logical progression to the thing that follows it. That's a line of reasoning that has to go throughout. Now we're going to get on a couple other things. Fix the grammar and the punctuation. Look, number 4, folks. Grammar, punctuation, spelling, capitalization, those things need to be fixed. I mean, if you don't know by now that you need to capitalize I, well, you've got problems, right? Now, let me tell you the problem with that. If you are quoting I, All right. If that's part of your quote, that's cool. If you aren't including it as part of a quote, it doesn't need to be in there. Not only do you not say, I think, I believe, I feel, right? You don't need to say I for anything. There's no need to. This isn't about you. It's about your assessment, your argument on something in the text or something related to the text. All right, so fix that. Finally, let me talk about this one. This one has really been popping up. I told people, I said, in the early days, I said, look stuff up if you need to get ideas, something like that. And then after Christmas, I said, look, we've got to start backing off of that and using our own brains now. We have to move on. Okay, we've got to grow up a little bit here, start using our own thing. And so I have started using plagiarism checkers now. And I'm getting so many hits. Now, let me say this. I get hits for things and I click on them and I read them, right? And I see what it says. And sometimes it's like a meme or something like that, right? It's whatever, or it's something that has, just got into the common language. Okay, cool. I don't care about that. Sometimes I get hits because you're quoting text from the passage. It'll hit that, and I click on it and I say, okay, it's just this quote from the passage. No big deal. Where we run into problems is this. And I've had to explain this several times over the last week or so. I don't know where this misconception came from, but I'm going to deal with it right now. So I want you to listen very closely. Plagiarism is borrowing, taking, whatever, ideas or words from another person and presenting them as if they are your own. That's plagiarism, okay? That is a zero. And there's no making that up. Now, that's serious, serious stuff. Those of you who are going to college, if you get caught at it, it all depends on the professors and the deans, but most colleges do have in their rules that they don't always, but they can kick you out of college. It's pretty simple, right? You know the rules here. If it's obviously intentional, you didn't just accidentally do something. If it's an accident, I'm not even going to mark it down. But look, I can judge the difference. I know the difference in an 11th grader's writing and a professional's writing. I know the difference. I can see the difference in one paragraph. I can see the difference in two sentences in one paragraph. So don't even go there, okay? Now, here's the other thing. When you're taking somebody else's ideas and just putting them in your own words, all right? If you're not giving that person credit, you are still taking their idea and using it as your own. That is plagiarism. Pure and simple. That's the way it works. Now, 5B, I've heard this over and over the last couple of weeks where I've really had to deal with a lot of this stuff. Well, I thought plagiarism was when you cut and paste a whole page. Yeah, that's plagiarism, but that's not always plagiarism. I mean, that would be kind of blatant. That's the kind that gets you kicked out of college, right? But anyway, that's a whole other story. It's not just cutting and pasting large sections of somebody else's text. While that is plagiarism, that's not all it is. Folks, remember what I said. It's when you're taking someone's words or ideas and passing them off as your own. We got to stop this. This has got to be stopped. I know it's tempting. We're in this online environment and you've got, windows open and all that kind of stuff. But I'm getting really tired of being taken to eNotes, cheapessay.com, all this other stuff. I mean, there's, we all know there's hundreds and hundreds of sites out there where you get stuff. But it's, these programs are pretty good at picking that stuff up. And I know that there are programs you can run stuff through. If you are that tech savvy that you're going to do all that, you'd probably be better off just write the essay. But if it's a game for you, play the game, and if you get caught, you lose. If you don't get caught, okay, there it goes. All right. I don't mean to be getting angry. I'm not angry. Please don't take it that way. I'm just trying to say you guys need to grow up. Some of you got to grow up. You need to start doing your own work. Quit trying to steal everything. That's dishonest, and you don't do it. Now, let me say this in response to a comment I got from a student way last fall, all right, because I called that student on the carpet, so on like that. That student fired back at me and said, well, you get stuff from other teachers. And I said, yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. I do it a lot. We teachers borrow from each other a lot. But I always tell you where I got it. Okay. I'm not presenting it as if it's my own. I tell you. Any of you all who've been sitting in here or you've been watching recordings, you know that I tell you right up front, hey, I got this from another teacher. Sometimes I tell you who it is, sometimes I don't, but whatever, I've got it in there somewhere where I got it. If I don't tell you who it is, it usually has their name at the bottom of the last page or on the first page. So no, that's not plagiarism. I'm giving credit to other people for the work they've done. Okay. I'm not going to steal somebody else's work. Not going to do it. So that's what plagiarism is, folks. It's lying and it's stealing, or vice versa. You steal it from somebody else and then you present it as if it's your own, then you're lying. If you're okay with that and you can get away with it, okay. I mean, and I'm sure people will get away with it. You know, they laugh to each other out in the hallways. I hear it all the time, how they think they're so slick, you know, just like laughing about all the CNN 10 stuff, you know, how they pull little tricks and stuff. That's okay. That's all right. You know, the bottom line is I have these assignments to help you grow, as a person, to help you grow as a student. And if you reject all of that, it's okay. It's your choice, right? You know, because I'm here to help you. But if you don't want to be helped, okay, that's, you know, not much I can do. So hang in there, folks. Now, let me say this. I know this is kind of a harsh indictment, and I don't mean this for everybody, because obviously a lot of you are really doing your own thing and you're doing a good job, and your growth has been magnificent over this year so far. If I could go back, well, I can. If you could go back, and you can too, and look at some of the first stuff that you wrote and compare it to some of the last stuff you've written for this class, you're going to see how much you've grown. Since you're taking it like we talked earlier about how a mouse eats an elephant, you know, one little bite at a time, at the end of the year, you find out you've eaten the whole elephant, right? But you could do it because you're taking it one bite at a time. You're going to see what all of those bites have done for you and how much you've grown. And I encourage you to keep growing. Those of you who maybe have, you know, taken the wrong fork in the road somewhere along the way, it's not too late to get back on the right path. So let's focus on getting back on the right path and doing the right thing. All right, hang in there, guys. Some of you are doing great. Some of you not so much, but here's an opportunity for you to kind of get a little mental kick in the pants and get back on the straight and narrow, if you will, get back on the right road and use this class as an opportunity to grow. Okay? I'll talk to you tomorrow. We've got a little essay coming tomorrow, and I think you're going to find it very interesting. All right. See you tomorrow.